So when I think about dividing fractions by a whole number, I always think about sharing slices of a pizza with some friends. So let's see what that looks like. So in this first drawing, I have a pizza, and obviously some of it has been eaten. And I see that it originally was sliced into 8 pieces because the denominator tells me how many slices were in the whole thing. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices left. So I have 6/8 of my pizza. And I want to divide it or share it with 3 of my friends. So if I were to actually do that, it would be real simple to see that if I had 3 friends, that they could each come up and they could get, there would be one friend would get 2 slices, and the next friend would get 2 slices, and the next friend would get 2 slices. So that means that each of my friends would get 2/8. Well, let's look at the next one. In this pizza, I see that some of the slices are missing, but this one was sliced into 10 slices. And I have 8 of them left, or I have 8/10 left. And this time, I want to take my 8/10 of pizza and share it with 2 friends. So that means that they would each get 4 slices, or they would each get 4/10. So it's real easy to see whenever I'm looking at my fraction circles or the slices of pizza, but what if I don't have those fraction circles or my numbers get a little odd? So let's take a look at how I can actually work this out with my algorithm. So the first thing I need to do is I need to multiply the denominator by the whole number. That seems a little odd, so we're going to look at that in a second. And then always simplify the fraction if possible. So I want us to think back when we first started talking about dividing fractions. And when we are dividing fractions, my divisor, or that second number in my fraction or my number sentence, I need to find the reciprocal, or I need to flip that second number. And instead of dividing, I'm going to multiply because, the opposite of division is multiplication. So if I'm going to flip something, I'm going to do the opposite. So in this first example, my problem says 1/2 divided by 3. Well, my 3 is my divisor. And if I were to rewrite this problem, I would actually have 1/2 divided by 3/1, right? But because it's a division problem, I need to flip the 3/1 and then change that sign to a multiplication. So that's what I've done in this next row. I have my 1/2, I changed to the multiplication, and I flipped, or I found the reciprocal of that divisor. Instead of 3/1, I have 1/3. So let's see what this looks like down here. I have a half of a pizza, and I'm going to cut it into thirds. That means I would have a slice here, and I would have a slice here. But I can't say it's 1/3 of the whole pizza because there was another half over here at one point in time. I had the whole pizza. So I've taken the half and I've cut it into thirds. So if I could imagine what that other side would look like, and I cut all the way through, instead of having, I would have 3 on this side, but that means I would have had 3 on this side. That means I would have had 6 slices if I had had the whole pizza. So if I can imagine that over here, I would have 1, 2, 3. Here's my imaginary 4, 5, 6 slices. And then I would have 3 of them over here. So if I were to say 1/2 times 1/3, I would actually multiply my numerators, and 1 times 1 is 1, and then 2 times 3 is 6. So if I had my 1/2 of a pizza and I wanted to divide it or share it with 3 friends, they would each get 1/6 of the pizza, 1/6 of that entire pizza. So we're going to work some now without our fraction circles. And I see that my first problem is 1/3 divided by 3. Well, because I'm sort of running out of space here on this board, I'm going to just mark out that division sign. I'm going to change it to a multiplication sign. And rather than 3 over 1, I'm going to go ahead and find the reciprocal, because up here I'm going to show you that would have been 3 over 1, but I'm going to find the reciprocal of it. I'm going to flip it, and I'm actually going to have 1/3. Okay, so then I have 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 3 is 9. And that's my final answer. Going right beside it, I have 3/8 divided by 3. Again, I'm going to change that to a times. And rather than 3 over 1, I would have 1 over 3, or 1/3. Then I'm going to multiply 3 times 1 is 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Ooh, that can be simplified. I can divide by 3's. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. That's my final answer. My next problem, 1/2 divided by 4. Again, I'm going to change it to multiplication. And rather than 4 over 1, I'm going to have 1/4. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. That cannot be simplified. Next, 3/4 divided by 3. All right, I need to find the reciprocal, so I'm going to change my sign to multiplication. That would be 3 over 1, but I'm finding the reciprocal, which would be 1/3. And then 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Again, that can be simplified. I can divide by 3's. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. That's my final answer. 1/2 divided by 2. All right, I need to find the reciprocal, so I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to change that to a multiplication sign, and rather than 2 over 1, I have 1 over 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. And my last problem, 2/3 divided by 3. I need to find a reciprocal. Change that to multiplication. Rather than 3 over 1, I have 1 over 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 3 is 9, and that cannot be simplified.